another one-on-one video, and I'm here with my friend Shauna Miller today. She has a blog, Penny Chic. How's it going?
Hey guys, hi girl.
Thank you so much
Hi.
for doing this.
Of course, this is my home is your home. Mi casa es su casa.
Her house is gorgeous. It's just like this little cottage, and there's chandeliers everywhere. I love it. And she works out of here and lives here, so it's the perfect little palace.
Yes, it's it's a cute little cottage, and actually most of the stuff was found at flea markets. That's from Target. There's a lot of it's like both discount chain and flea market, so it's a combination of both.
I love that.
It was a lot of fun to put together.
I feel like that's a lot of work though.
It's a tremendous amount of work. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. It's an investment, time and emotionally. Yeah, it's hard.
For those of you who do not know, Shauna has the blog pennychic.com. You have to check that out. She has so much else going on too, but I kind of just wanted to start from the beginning and have you just tell a little bit about your story and how you got your start in the fashion industry and everything else you're involved in.
Yeah, for sure. So I went to NYU. I don't know if you know that.
I do know that, yeah.
Okay, so I always loved fashion. That was like my bat mitzvah theme was fashion, actually.
Really?
So
my God.
That takes you back. You know when your bat mitzvah theme matches your career choice, you're right in line with where you should be. But, I didn't actually think that I was going to work in fashion. I just was obsessed with it. And then when I went to college, I kept finding myself doing internships in fashion.
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't studying anything that had to do with it. Although now, looking back, I kind of think it relates, some of the things I did, whether it was writing or art history, it kind of all relates in the end.
Definitely.
It helps. But I kept doing internships in fashion and just loved it. And I loved kind of the energy of it. I love the competition of it, even though it gets a bad rep. And I just love the idea that you can kind of express yourself like an artist would on a painting or sculptor would with a sculpture and do that with clothes. I just think that's very cool. And the internships I did were all in luxury fashion, really expensive fashion.
You went to Italy, right?
I went to Paris.
Or you went to Paris and studied, okay.
I studied in Paris for a year, and I interned with a couture house called Emmanuel and Garo. And it was amazing, but I was like, who's buying this? I mean, there's this kind of disconnect in the luxury fashion world that kind of sets the tone for trend and inspiration, which is amazing, and we all need it. But as far as accessibility and people actually being able to partake in those products, there's very few people that can. So it just wasn't interesting to me. And always growing up, I was like the bargain bin hunter. I would beg my mom to go to like 99-cent store, Pick and Save, Mervyn's, all those stores. And I just loved it. So I decided to start a blog after college. It was actually a couple of years after college, and show women all over the country how to put outfits together using clothes from stores that are all over the country. So if I have it on my site, you can buy it too. So the idea of access and just showing women how to put the pieces together from the stores they're already shopping at. And
so you can be stylish and affordable.
Exactly. That's the short story. I did the long version right there.
I have to ask you though, being in LA and growing up in LA, was that sort of, I feel like that's an oxymoron. Did you fit in? Did you feel like, oh my God, people are judging me on what I'm wearing, or you just didn't care?
That's a really good question. So I went to a private school, actually like 15 minutes away from where I live now. And it was all about what label you were wearing.
Of course.
I remember
high school, middle school, all of it. Yeah.
I remember I came from a different school where that definitely wasn't the kind of socioeconomic, situation of the people most of the school. And then I went to this school where everybody had tons of money and Hollywood and this and that, and it was literally the Kate Spade bag with that stupid. There was nothing to it. It was like a cloth bag with a label.
The backpack.
And the backpack or just that like rectangle.
Oh, the box. Okay.
Yeah, these were like the hot bat mitzvah items. At the time, and my parents were very strict my whole life about allowance, about what was appropriate, about even if I did have allowance, they wouldn't kind of let me just spend it on whatever I wanted to spend it on, and so I just had to kind of feel like it was I tried to turn it around like it was a cool thing. Like I didn't have the Kate Spade bag, so I was like, that's just stupid, it's a label. And then people were like, yeah, like, and that kind of just made me understand how important it is to just own it. Like that's a big thing I talk about in my book, which comes out in September, is just kind of even pretending. Sometimes that's okay, but pretending your situation's actually cool, because to be challenged with a budget and to outsmart the system and not like be fooled by advertising and
or the coolest trend or the
celebrities are wearing is actually cool if you're just confident. It's just all about
what's the biggest piece of advice for girls who do want to do it all like you've done? I mean, you're so young and you have so much under your belt. It's so inspiring.
Thank you. And I feel like I haven't done enough, and I think that it's really important to believe, like really believe what you want to do. So I mentioned before that it took me a couple years to actually start my blog. There was nobody I talked to that I didn't talk about my idea. I would say, wait, but what I really want, did I tell you about my blog, Penny Chic? I pretended as though it existed before it even existed. Oh my God.
You just didn't have time to do it, or what?
I just didn't have time to do it.
Okay.
I didn't have time. I was living in New York. I didn't have kind of the support of my mom's my photographer, and ultimately they've all kind of given me advice and been a resource for me to kind of do this. And I was living on my own there, and had a tiny space. Like it wasn't really possible to work full time and do it, even though for some people it could have been.
Yeah.
But I think it was really believing it. I really believed it existed before it even started.
You were passionate about it too.
Yeah, so I think that comes through. I mean, I know that's not specific advice.
No, but I think that's good. Follow your heart, follow your passions, and if you want something bad enough, you're gonna make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, I think you kind of, they say like you put out to the universe what comes back.
Yeah.
And I think the idea is when you talk to people and you really believe it's true, like, I have this blog, Penny Chic, can I visit it? It's like, well, we're still under construction, / I haven't bought the URL yet. But it's sending the universe these signals that like, it's real. Oh, so we have to give her this because it's already happening.
Right.
It manifests.
Yeah.
And that's why some people write things down. They meditate on ideas they want to kind of happen in the world. So I think that's really important.
Yeah.
And as far as like strategic things, people talk about finding your niche and doing this. I used to think it was finding a niche and let's say if that's a blog, doing it well. I think now it's really just doing, finding what you're passionate about and what you're interested in, but doing it in a way that's better than whoever did it before. So if it existed and it exists, that's okay. But you have to do it better and more efficiently and in a way that is more compelling to the people kind of viewing it.
I agree with that. That's really smart. Okay, so for the first time, I'm doing this quickfire round, which is really fun, and I think you guys are going to really like it. So, Shauna, get ready. You're going to be put on the spot.
Okay, go. Hit me.
Okay. Favorite store in LA?
99-cent store.
Best restaurant?
Jelena.
Good one. That's on Abbot Kinney in Venice if you guys are in LA. Spinning or bar?
Bar. Spinning.
Okay. Juicing or froyo?
Juicing. Come on, LA, baby. Yeah, juicing.
Finally, Vegas or Santa Barbara?
Vegas.
You're a pretty girl.
People are always surprised this. Vegas is one of my favorite places in the world.
Really?
Love it. Love Vegas.
I thought you were going to choose Santa Barbara.
Everyone thinks I would choose like Ojai or something, but Vegas. Absolutely.
Really?
It's so much fun. It's
I love it.
Indulgence, 100%, which we can all use once in a while.
Definitely. Thank you so much for doing this.
Oh my God,
Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed listening to Shauna's story.
Bye, guys.
Bye.